Hello, welcome pen friends. My name is Chris and it's time for Chris's Inked Pens. This is for April 2020 and you can probably see I've picked some familiar pens here. I just wanted to go for comfort as far as my pens and nibs, and then I have gotten a little bit outside of my comfort zone for the inks. So I'm trying out some new inks this month and some that I have already dabbled with. But let's go through the pens and then we'll look at the ink and then we'll do a writing sample. And at the very end I'll tell you what happened last month for March. Can't believe it's already that we're saying that. It's just the time has gone so fast, and I'll give a report card on those pens and inks I used in March 2020. So first is the new Twisty Eco that I got with the white and rose gold, and this one has a stub nib on it, a 1.1. So I'm really excited about that. It's elegant and it looks good with any ink, so that's kind of nice having that option. Same with this one. This is my TWSBI Diamond 580 AL, or all I guess they call it, with a medium nib on it. And I like that this pen for that same reason, where it coordinates with any ink and it doesn't get me trying to order, multiple more pens of the same style, different color. And then my beautiful purple, this is my Moonman M600S, which was a gift from a viewer who, when I had my 2-year anniversary. And this pen comes up a lot because it's beautiful and it's comfortable to write with. And also I have put on that broad Jowo nib that originally came on my Serendipity from Australia. The James Phineas Robert Oster pen there, where they really tune those nibs really nice. So I'm not going to talk about ink just yet, but we will enjoy that in a minute. Okay. And then the next is Jinhao 159 in the orange with the gold trim. But this is the Easter month and I really wanted some bright colors. I'm really happy with orange, green, and yellow showing up, and my pink kind of showing up in my pens this time. And I did put a lot of thought into that. So what I have on here, I've played musical nibs again, and I've got my 1.5 Goulet nib on this orange one this time. Last month it was, whoops, I gotta get it lined up right there. Last month it was on the rose gold one in the 159. So, okay, and next is another Jinhao 159 in that lime green. The camera's making it look a little bit brighter than it is, but not much. And I do have a broad nib, a broad Goulet nib in black in this one. And I think that looks stunning, actually. That is really pretty. So, and wait till you see the ink in that one. Whew, it's gorgeous. Okay, so next is an old favorite. And I have, again, I've played musical nibs with this one this month, but this pen keeps coming up. It's my Me Vista, one of my very favorites. And on it, I this time have my Lamy 1.1 stub. It's not my favorite Lamy nib. In fact, if I had another broad Lamy nib, that's what would be on here. And it's possible I'll pull this off and put the medium if this doesn't start behaving. Although I did work on it just slightly, and it seems like I've got the flow going now. But I think that stub is not quite right. But that's, there's nothing majorly wrong. It's just so dry. So next is Lommy Safari, old favorite of mine. This is the dark lilac, and I do have the fine nib that generally sits on the Vista. That's the black fine nib on here. It probably came on this pen. I'm sure it did, but I did switch them. And mostly for my reviews, I have the fine nib on the Vista. So there's that one. And then another Lamy. And this is turning out to be a really nice surprise because the nib I have on this one is acting so much better that I have a whole different love for this pen all of a sudden. This is the Lamy All-Star, my only metal Lamy, which is an All-Star, and it's got the broad nib on it, which is a game changer. So we'll see that when we start writing and looking at the samples here. Okay, and of course I exceeded my pen slots here, so this is my new Twisty Eco with the yellow finish that just came out. It's my last purchase. Yeah, my last this was purchased in March, and I'll never forget it because of what's happening in the world right now. But this is the Twisty Eco with a broad nib, And I'm not going to say what the ink is yet, so I don't know what's gotten into me. I almost spilled the beans, or the jelly beans, since we're going to have Easter. Even if we're at home and we're isolated, we're still going to have Easter. So, okay, I'm going to get set up and show you the color panel next. I think I've been waiting to show you that. There, what about those colors? Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so first up is the Diamine Aurora Borealis, which I actually did review, and so I'll see about linking that. But I just had a pen friend send me a bottle of this ink, so, you know, share a bottle, and so thank you, you know who you are. And I cut your initials here too, but thank you. That is going to be so much fun, and I just decided to ink it up this month. And next up is Monteverde Kindness Pink. Let's see. My little mini ring is out of order here. This was also a sample that was sent to me by a pen friend, and it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's got a little complexity, and it's pretty. I think it's really going to work out good. Next up is the beautiful Diamine Kelly Green. Let me see here. I don't know why I don't have these in order. And, oh, pardon my splash here, but this was a sample sent by a pen friend too. And if that doesn't scream Easter, I don't know what does. Actually, I think both of these colors do. And even the Diamine Aurora Borealis made me think of it, because our Easter eggs are often all multiple bright colors like that. Okay, then if you watched my purple ramble the other day, I talked about deAtramentis Aubergine, which is also, it has another name. It's Alexander Hamilton, but it's got both names, and it's the same ink. And that I think is going to be gorgeous. When you see the nib it's in, you'll be surprised, but it really is working out good. It's that nice saturated purple, just gorgeous. It certainly made me think of Easter in April. And then next up is Monteverde Topaz. And from this tile, you know, I was so interested to see what it would look like, but when I got it in the nib and I did a few scribbles, this was also sent by a pen friend. Believe it or not, I think I purchased the sample of the Aubergine, and possibly someone sent me some more, but wow. Sometimes I realize that I wouldn't have much here if it wasn't for all the support on the channel, so I just can't say thank you enough to all of you. But this kind of looks orange to me, and it is, but it's funny how I just didn't think it would be as stunning in the nib, and so I'll have to be quiet and wait and show you. Okay, so next down here is Diamine Soft Mint. Let's see. Got that. And I have this feeling, I know I purchased a sample, but I have a feeling I'm leaving out an add-on here, because I do think someone sent me an additional sample. Either that or it showed up in an ink flight, and I can't remember. But this screams Easter to me as well. It really does. It's that gorgeous, gorgeous color. And I believe I've reviewed this one too. And when I say I believe I have, it's because I have done so many of them, and I just need to check when I do the description box, and I'll do that. So next is Birmingham Luna Park Marmalade. Now this is a pretty yellow, and it's also really surprisingly beautiful coming out of the nib and onto the Tomoe River paper. So I've got just a little like quick jotting down that I did to look at them, and oh my goodness, I was really pleased. So I'm hoping that Lamy stub will cooperate. So last but not least, I almost switched this one out, but I really have been wanting to write with this again. Blackstone Barrier Violet. I have reviewed that one. Let's see. Permanent. I wrote permanent and reviewed. So yes, I reviewed it during one of the 30 Inks 30 days, which is going on right now, by the way. And my pen friend Manda over on her channel is going to show her ink every day, like I did in the past. I feel like I have too much going on this month to do that, so I'm doing other projects, but it's awesome and fun to follow someone like that. So I kind of can understand why people liked that when I did it. So these are the inks, and then the additional one, of course, is the one I've talked about, the Graf von Faber-Castell Stone Gray, which is in the TWSBI Eco there. And well, you didn't know that yet, did you? So let me, without further ado, I'll set up for a quick writing sample. Okay, so first, starting right off with the TWSBI Eco in the rose gold and white. And the ink is that beautiful Diamine Soft Mint. So let's see, I'm going to put April 2020. Okay, I don't know why I'm having trouble thinking. There we go. Start right in. I really hope that you can see this. It's really a challenge for me, this part, you know, getting it to where you can actually see it, but I'm just going to keep trying. So Twisby Eco 1.1 in the white, rose gold. Oh, it's a nice juicy wet nib. I like it. Diamine Soft Mint. Gosh, that is going to be so nice for letter writing. Let's see here. See, that's where I get upset though, because really I can see how wet that's going down on the paper, but I'm not actually giving you a really good view of that. That's too bad. And if I keep talking, I won't make it through. But oh, one more thing. I did want to do the little squiggly. I like to just do a little bit of this because it shows me, you know, how wet the nib was, or how dry it was for that matter. Okay, so next is the TWSBI Diamond 580 All. And in here I have the Diamine Aurora Borealis. I'm thinking about taking a lot of notes with this. I love the medium nib. And the medium nib on the Diamond 580 is very juicy. This one is anyway. Well, both of them. I have two and they both are really, so I don't know what I'm saying. Diamond 580 All, or Al, clear. Okay. With Diamine, I'm completely losing track of what you're seeing, which is not good. Because when I rewatch it, I'll be like, ah! Aurora Borealis. Beautiful, beautiful, nice flow, and really gorgeous, and it dries a little bit lighter, but not much, and it's just really pretty. So next is the Moonman M600S in the purple with the broad nib, the broad Jowo nib. I love this. Now it goes on just a little bit darker, and then it does dry nice and kind of not muted really, but it's not an intense color. It's just right in my view. Whoops. Oh, I can hear the Big Bang music in the background. That's my favorite show. M600S with a broad nib. Whoop, whoop, we're here in the outdoors. Somebody's got a muscle car. I think we have new neighbors. Blackstone. I had the window open for the birds, not for the muscle cars. Okay, so this is Blackstone Barrister Violet, and I love this ink. It's a permanent ink. As we saw on the tile, it does move around a little, but it's really, really stable on envelopes and so forth. So even though there kind of looks like it moved a lot, it did, but it's got a lot of permanence to it. So okay, next up, whoops, not much of a glamour shot here, but is the Jinhao 159. I'm kind of aware of how long I'm taking on this. And oh, this is a gorgeous ink for this pen. It's just such a nice matchup. So Jinhao, and the shading is incredible with this. 159, 1.5 Goulet nib, stub, okay, and Monteverde Topaz. Okay, this is really impressive. And I'm not sure if it's just because it's in the stub or what, but oh, I just love it. Whoops. I've been forgetting the little smears I like to do. I guess it's not too late to go back and do that. Okay, here's the little violet, the Barrister Violet. See, these are all pretty wet nibs so far. I think we've only got one that's kind of dry. Okay, let's do the Aurora Borealis too, because when I look back on this, that does tell me a thing or two. So just make sure that I don't smear all the colors together. My hands are kind of inky. Okay, so then for the lime green Jinhao 159, I have the beautiful Diamine Kelly green, and it's gorgeous. And a broad, nice broad Goulet nib, so that's going to be fun for letter writing. Jinhao 159. Broad Jowo nib, and that's, oh no, okay, yeah, it is a Jowo, but it's Goulet, so I was getting that mixed up. Yeah, mixed it up. Okay, we're talking Diamine Kelly Green. Gosh, that's pretty. I'm really glad it's a Diamine ink, because if I ever decided I wanted some, it's affordable. Yay! Okay, so there's that. And then next up, of course, is the Lamy Vista. And in the Lamy Vista, I have that stub nib, which I don't usually have. And I'm just kind of keeping my eye on it, because it's normally too dry for me. But I did a couple things, and I think it worked. Hello, Princess. Princess is outside bellowing at the window if you hear a cat. You need to go to the door, Princess. Somebody will let you in. Manuel, she wants to come in, I think. Okay, Lamy Vista. She's been doing that lately. Like, I'll be watching TV, and all of a sudden, you know, at night, I hear a cat, like, climbing up on the window. It's like, don't you know where the door is? Birmingham. Oh, this is gorgeous ink. And actually, this is writing a lot wetter, so I think I may have cured it. Whoops, that's supposed to be a U. Luna Park Marmalade. That's a nice Easter color, I think, or April, or whatever, spring color. Not just Easter, but all the flowers will be coming out, and I forget the green. Hello, Princess. She got let in, of course. There we go. Here comes Coco. I was hoping he would just let me do this. Okay. And next is the Lommy Safari in the dark lilac with deAtramentis Aubergine. Or if you want to call it Alexander Hamilton, you can. And it's nice and dark, but this fine nib is so juicy. It's going to be really nice, I think. So Lommy Safari, fine nib. Someone said that they thought it looked like a really wet medium nib. It is a really wet fine nib, and of course it's a Lamy, so it's a little thicker than some. Okay, whoops, I'm trying to write around the oh, now it's crooked around the tripod. Hello. Oh, this is going to be excellent for note taking, and I've got a lot of notes I'm taking. I'm trying to learn several subjects. Aubergine. And I'm just going to put Alexander Hamilton because I don't want to forget. That's the alter ego or the other name. Okay. Let's not forget our little sample. Whew, nice and wet for a fine nib. That is nice. Okay, 2 more pens. Next up is the Lamy All-Star, the vibrant pink. And in there I have that beautiful Monteverde Kindness pink. Let's see if we're going to be able to see it. I hope so. And again, being the nice Lamy broad nib, I need like 3 of those, I think. Lamy All-Star. Whoops, missed the L. Oh, the ink is so pretty. And it's not just pretty, it flows really well too. That's a real issue for me when it doesn't. So, okay, I'm going to put vibrant pink. Probably confuse me. It's the pen that's that. Okay, and then Monteverde Kindness. And I think I like used up almost all of the sample. Let's see. Yeah, I'll bet before April is over, I'll be able to syringe the rest of that in there. Not that I'm just eager to get rid of it, but it does feel good to use up, you know, to use the ink like that. It's just really cool. Okay, so 1 more. Oh, let's make our little squiggle. Oh, she's ready to go out already. My goodness. That was a quick pit stop. Okay, so last but not least, the TWSBI Eco in yellow with a broad nib. And I did ink this up a little early, but it is for April. I mean, for this month. So, TWSBI Eco broad. I'll put yellow, that way I'll know which pen when I look back a year from now, you know, because the nibs can vary just a little. Graf von Faber Castile. I'm really loving this ink. No regrets on that bottle. Stone Gray. Okay, so now, one more thing. There we go. Very nice. Let's, oh, I need something to put in there and I don't have anything at all. That's not good. Let's see. There, I apologize for the kind of bumpy ride there, but I needed to find a little paper to put in so I didn't smear all over my Tomoe River. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is the Tomoe River paper Bond travel gear notebook, the A5 size that I do all of this in. And I just sort of assumed, you know, everybody knew, but of course, if you're new, you won't remember, and I'm lucky if I can remember. Okay, so this is the March 2020 report card. And it was a really interesting month. Okay, I started off with the TWSBI Go with a broad nib and Straits Pen Honest Ink Bougainvillea Purple. That was excellent. The flow was great. The color was very pleasing. I got a lot of shading. I loved it and wrote several letters with it. Then next up was the Moonman Mini Wankai with a broad number 5 Goulet nib put into that. That's that little green one with the swirl. Okay, KWZ 5. Number 5 green, wonderful ink, just excellent, and I really loved the color, and really the flow was great too, so I don't know why I didn't note that. Okay, then here was my favorite pen of the whole month. It was the Jinhao 159 with the 1.5 Goulet stub and Robert Oster Burned Orange. That ink was just gorgeous, and the pen gave me absolutely no issues whatsoever, and I did an extra half fill on it after I got done. Let's see, you can just look back on last month's colors, I guess, as we go. So this was it, and just gorgeous and just really nice, and some of you got letters written with this. I'm getting my act together. I'm way behind, and I really apologize for that. So I gave it an A+. It was one of 2 A+, though. I'm really nice. Okay, next was a bomb out, a complete failure. And it surprised me. The TWSBI Go 1.1 with the J. Arbonne 1670 Stormy Gray. It almost immediately clogged up and wouldn't write. And I cleaned that pen out. I think it was the next day because I couldn't make heads or tails out of it. And I was really surprised. So that means I need to do more. I need to figure that out, whether that was a one-time problem, and I need to kind of play around with it and see, because it's possible that'll just like a broad nib a little bit better because of how the stub nibs, you know, are kind of small, and I don't know. Anyway, a lot to learn, as you know, with the hobby. So, okay, then next up was the Lamy All-Star with the 1.1. With the Ackerman Gourmet Pink. Now, I love the ink. It's gorgeous. It's just beautiful. But that nib was way too dry for that ink. And so I gave it a C. It was passable. But even on Tomoe River paper, I didn't enjoy writing letters with that combination. So I really want to go back in with a different nib and play with that ink some more. And then next up was the Lamy Vista. You know, my old favorite there, with the broad nib, and Kobe number 41 Suma Rikyu Rose. Oh, that was another A+, perfect match. Just gorgeous. Now, I felt as if when you compared these two, this one was just a slightly drier, but it really didn't, it's not that. This is a really wet stub, the 1.5, and you can't even compare them. I mean, they're just totally separate, but I love the color in this one, and I gave them both A+, so it's kind of a tie for first place there. Then the TWSBI Mini All with a medium nib and the Graf von Faber-Castell Stone Gray. I'm still finishing that fill in my bullet journal. I didn't pull the pen out because you've seen that so many times. And I gave it an A. It's just excellent. And the medium nib makes it, you know, go from notebook to notebook with no trouble. And I could write, you know, almost anywhere with that, and it didn't bleed through, so that was excellent. So next was the Twizy Eco with a broad nib. And that's that one it's sort of in between a medium and a broad. I haven't pulled it yet. to change the, you know, TWSBI sent me the replacement nib, but I haven't done it yet. And it had J. Arbonne 1798 Kianit du Nepal. I gave it an A. It was excellent. That was kind of cheating. I already knew I was going to like that. That ink flows really, really well. Just, you know, the other ink by them that I love that flows so well is the Amethyst de Laurel out of that, I believe it's that same, yeah, the 1798. So that, I knew that would be great. So there we have it. Let's see, what do we want to look at as we're saying goodbye here? Oh, not goodbye, but just for now. I guess we'll look at the pens again if I can get them straight. I'm really excited because I'm going to be writing a lot in April, and like most of you, I'll be home a lot too, even more than my usual at home, which we're at home a lot. We're retired, so I'm excited about this. I kind of pulled out all the stops and picked my best nibs and my favorite pens, just like I said, comfort pens this month. I didn't do any experiments because I have a feeling April, you know, could be a little bit of a challenge, and so why not be totally comfortable and just try out some of these new inks. And I think it's going to be great. I'm not going to be able to see the whole panel here like I left it, but I would love to hear in the comments about what you're inking up with, and if you yeah, I mean, it's going to be springtime. It is springtime here in South Texas. And then we also have Easter, which is always a big deal. And so it kind of avails itself to all these beautiful colors. And so I had a really good time picking all these colors and couldn't wait to share with you. So I'll let you go for now, but I'd love to hear about whatever you're doing with your pens and inks or anything else you'd like to comment on. Bye for now. Take care.